expectations we have for the Kol Nidre Prayer, the prayer has the capacity to turn upside down. It's somber and mournful, the most solemn moment of the year for many Jews, yet it contains a joyous reprieve. Its language is legalistic, but it's a contract that explodes itself before it's sealed. Kol Nidre is an unconditional out clause for every kind of vow that Jews will make to ourselves or to God, not notably to other people, in the coming year. It asks that all our vows and promises be undone, repealed, canceled, voided. Our vows shall not be considered vows, our renunciations shall not be considered renunciations, and our promises shall not be considered promises. Period. It's strange to avoid the coming year's promises before we've even made them, and it doesn't fit the mood of introspection and repentance that we typically bring to Yom Kippur. For the drafters of the Reform Machzor, the Gates of Prayer, this was troubling enough that they added a stipulation to it. In that version, the English following the Kol Nidre doesn't just say, our vows are canceled. It says, they will be null and void should we, after honest effort, find ourselves unable to fulfill them. And that seems like more like the thing, right? That we would do our best and ask that our vows be canceled only if we fail after trying really hard. But that's not what we have in our prayer book here in the traditional Kol Nidre. There's no good faith effort clause. It's an outright negation of what promises typically mean. Kol Nidre Prayer recognizes in this most transactional, contractual sounding language that it uses, that our relationship with God and with ourselves is not purely transactional. There are lots of things that we're supposed to do and not do that have real consequences if we fail. But there's also some core relationship with God, with ourself, that can embrace and accept regardless of what was promised and what was done. A few years ago, I went to Kol Nidre services at Bevis Marks, the old Sephardic synagogue in London. And from the women's balcony, I watched this pageantry, candlelit brass chandeliers and officiants with top hats. This was not my grandfather's Kol Nidre, although it was someone's grandfather's Kol Nidre. The next day, I talked about that service with some Ashkenazi British Jews, and one of them said, yes, we're all about, forgive me, I have sinned. Make me a better person next year, God. But the Sephardim say, look, it's the nice judge who let us off last year, and they celebrate. Kol Nidre is somber as we face the things that we failed to do in the past and fail to do in the future. But it can be deeply joyous, too, as we celebrate that not everything depends on who we promise to be and what we vow to do.